What's going on, everybody? I'm just here to let the YouTube algorithms know this is for documentation and educational purposes only. I don't support any use of illegal or legal drugs. And nothing is for sale. And if there is any sort of a giveaway, I will contact you directly. So I hope you enjoyed the intro. Enjoy the rest of the show, kids. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the John Grows Garden Show. I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers that have subscribed lately. We're only like, 70 subscribers away from free seed giveaway. I said 420, I'll do a seed giveaway. Talking about seeds, please, guys, use my code John Grows, all one word, at Coastal Mary Seeds to get your discount. Good seeds, they obviously have different seed banks or breeders that also drop seeds at Coastal Mary Seeds. So it isn't just their seeds. You've got, Reverse Genetics, I think, is there. Humboldt Seeds is there. There's a bunch of different seed companies that also have seeds at Coastal Mary Seeds. So look up Coastal Mary Seeds. Use my code John Grows, all one word, and get yourself some money off your order. Today is going to be a day we're going to talk about pots. What kind of pots you want to use, the differences between the pots. Like right now I'm running 4 5-gallon pots. So 5 gallons is probably right here. This is a 5-gallon pot. I got a bunch of pots in here, actually. You consider this a pot too, I guess. Red Solo Cup. I fill you up. Let's have a party. Shout out to Toby Keith. Rest in peace, buddy. All right. So this is a 5-gallon. This is what's running in the 4x4 behind the camera. Now, we all know we start off with the Red Solo Cup. Usually, for new growers, once the leaves start going over the edge of this Red Solo Cup, that's when you transplant. And I usually go, this is a 1 gallon. You can see the difference. Oh, Jesus. Now, what you're supposed to do, technically, I guess, go from this to this to this. Now, if you were going to use a 5-gallon, which could be something like this, or this is also a 5-gallon, but it's wide. I guess what we call a squat pot. Because it's not as tall as this, but it's still a 5-gallon pot, widthwise. Now, this is a fabric pot. Now, we could talk about that in a few minutes. Fabric pots and plastic pots. So, yeah, like I say, you're supposed to go from Red Solo Cup 1 gallon, 3 gallon, which would be here, and then go into a 5-gallon. I don't know if it's bro science or not. I went from the Red Solo Cup 1 gallon right into my 5-gallon pots. If you want to do all that transplanting, it's up to you, I guess. I didn't really see a difference. But you're supposed to get a good root ball before you transplant a plant into a newer container. And you got to be using that mycorrhizae. Sprinkle it around the roots so it stops the transplant shock, guys. But that's how it's supposed to go. Did I do it with the ones behind the tent right there behind the camera? No, I did not. I'm being honest. Now, this is a 10-gallon pot. It's twice the size of the 5-gallon. Okay? 10-gallon pot, to me, one thing you can understand, right? Don't let anybody in the community tell you that, if you're not growing in 5-gallon pots, you're not really growing. You're not really growing. That's a bunch of nonsense. I grow in 3-gallon. I have a 4x2 that I put 3-gallon pots in, and I grow perfectly fine. Shout out to Green Magic Garden. Look at Green Magic Garden. That's all he uses is 3-gallon pots. Again, this is me. I wouldn't do any more than a 10-gallon pot indoors. That's just me. You could try a 15. I wouldn't do more than a 10. But that's, so don't let people bother you or if you're not growing in a 5-gallon, you're not really growing. That's a bunch of nonsense. As growers, you are to see what benefits you the best. You know what I mean? If you have a small 4x2 or a small closet, you're not going to be able to fit a 5-gallon in there. Don't worry about it. Worry about what works best for you. That's the most important thing. Yeah, find out what's best work for you, not somebody else telling you if you're not growing in 5-gallon pots, you're not really growing. That's a bunch of nonsense. Now, let's talk about, obviously I showed you fabric pots and plastic pots. I'm a plastic pot type of guy. Okay? When you water fabric pots, sometimes you see the water coming out the sides of the pot. I don't think they water evenly when you water over from the top down, because you will see water just start running down the sides of the pot. Now, like anything in this business or this, anything that's in this industry or even life in general, there's going to be pros and cons to everything. Fabric pots lets air at the root zone. Okay? To me, they don't water evenly. They do dry out, to me, faster than a plastic pot because there's more air circulating around. Fabric pots are great if you have a water from the bottom up, like an auto pot. Where plastic pots, you really can't do that because there's only little holes. Plastic pots you can use for whenever. Fabric pots will only go so many grows, especially if you grow your fabric pots outside. You might get 2 grows, 2 seasons out of them. That's the pros and cons. I think the next indoor grow is going to be Fruit Juice Chronic. Fruit Juice Chronic by Delicious Seeds. I think it's going to go into the 10-gallon. Create a monstrosity, you know what I mean? But that's just a quick thing. For me on pots, don't let anybody tell you what pot size is what pot size. Use whatever you think will work best for you. Check out the pros and cons in both. I'm a plastic pot guy. I want to just buy one set of pots and that's it. Where these deteriorate over time and eventually you're going to have to buy new ones. It's pros and cons for everything. Do your research. I mean, obviously you came to this channel and saw this video. But do more research past me. Or say, screw it. I like what I heard, and I'm just going to use fabric pots or plastic pots. Don't forget about your Red Solo cup. I fill you up. Peace.